My brother, right? It's every call that I do, I like to start it basically with some gratitude and appreciation, right? Because you don't have to click that link. You could be doing anything right now. You could be anywhere right now. Some people are at work. Some people may be driving, right? But again, you decided to take the time out to check out this information. So, kudos to you. And again, I just want to show some love and gratitude and send that towards your way. Now, again, first things first is you want to make sure you got your notebook and your pens out, right? Because a lot of times you're going to forget this information, right? You're going to forget about 70, 60% of the information that's talked about today. So, again, there's no purpose of you being on this call if you're not going to retain and apply that information, right? And the person that's about to speak, I see he got the whiteboard out. So I love the whiteboard. Once the whiteboard is out, you already know some fire is about to be dropped, right? And again, I met this individual in New Jersey, right, at one of our Airbnbs, like he said, in the trenches. And automatically, I was gravitated towards him because of his energy, right? The tonality that he speaks in, right? And it's not fluff, right? You know that he's speaking from experience. He's speaking from, actually being in and doing these things that he's talking about, right? So this is someone that, has over 15 years of sales experience, right? It's literally a pleasure. Like it's a then what's the word I'm looking for? It's a pleasure, guys. It's literally a pleasure to be on this call, right? And being able to again introduce. It's an honor. Thank you so much, Ashley. It's an honor. It's definitely an honor to be able to introduce this individual to you guys, right? He's a sneeze away from Platinum 1000, right? Came into business running. And again, this is someone that honestly I consider a big brother, right? I'm able to give him a call when I need anything, right? And he just loves to give value and teach people. And, that's something I could come in and I always admire about him because, again, don't necessarily need to be on his team. He's looking to give value, right? Because believe it or not, this individual, he's been through a lot, right? He's been through a lot, and his story is breathtaking, right? His story is breathtaking. So with that being said, guys, right, it takes 17 seconds to manifest something. So drop some 17s in the chat because what he's about to manifest with this lesson is going to be magnificent, right? It's going to be something monumental. Drop some 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17s in the chat. And Jonathan, take it away, bro. Appreciate you, my brother. Love you, bro.
Love you too, my brother. I appreciate you, Rich, man. That's a fantastic edification, man. And I truly felt every word that you said, man. I truly do. I really appreciate, even being connected with you. Just like I care for everybody on this call, man. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for taking your time out on your busy schedule to getting on this call because I know how important it is. Just like Rich said, we could be somewhere in the world right now, but you took your time out to be here, and that's what matters most. The people that are on this call are the ones that's going to get the value, that's going to get the information that is needed to start going out and applying the action that is necessary. Right now, what I want to talk about today is the system. I want to talk about how to automate yourself to a crowd of people that are coming in and within the organization. How to take yourself to the big screen. How to put yourself in a position where, when someone's coming in or you have someone underneath you bringing someone into the org, you pretty much automated a system where you simplified the process to where now the system works off the system, right? Why is that important? Because, when you think about a system, right, you wouldn't know how to do the job that you were doing or the job that you are accustomed to doing if they didn't have a system in play. If a person was working at McDonald's in a factory at the post office, there's a system in play for you to do that job to the proper way in the most significant way as possible, because without having that structure, things will be off out of line. If you guys have worked the job or currently working a job and you know how to do the job that you're doing based off of a system, drop some 444s in the chat box below. If you guys understand what the system method is, all right, if you guys have worked a job in your past or even now part-time or whatever it is, and you know how to do the things that you are doing right now because they put a system in play, drop those 444s. 444 is my angel number. I've been seeing force, for the past 2 to 3 years consistently. That right there is a confirmation. All right, that's the reason why I love 444. So I appreciate you guys. So listen, you know, one thing we could all agree is that we would never know the things that we know if it wasn't for a system. We wouldn't know how to, you know, if you're working in a factory, and let's say if you're working doing sightings in a factory, you wouldn't know how to measure, take the proper measurements if they didn't have a system. You wouldn't know how to take, you know, hey, Matthew Marty, how's it going? Thanks for being on the call. So you wouldn't know how to take, you know, you wouldn't know how to take the material and pack them a certain way and check the dimension of the material. Taking that material then gets pushed off to a supervisor to inspect that material. Now that material gets weighed. It gets, you know, they do the proper dimensions. Now they take that material, they move the material over, and it's ready to get loaded up. They do a count on it. The person throws it on the truck. The truck drives to different locations to drop the material off. That person then gets on the truck, does a recount on the items to make sure that that's the amount of items that they scan, and they put it on for shelves. Everything is a system from point A to point B. Now, why do I say that? Why we have to do things systematically here? Because the system is not what fails the system. You know, people fail people at the end of the day, right? It's you who fails you. It's not the system. Right? When you have something put in front of you, when you learn how to do certain things to better you, and you create those habits of doing it, that's a system, right? A system that is duplicatable, right? Because if you didn't know how to do the day ones, the day twos, and the day threes on that 3-day launch, right? Then you're out of line, right? So we have to do things by the system, because the system is designed for you to win. The system is going to work for you, not against you. Why do I say that? Because what happens is, if you have people coming into your organization, all right, I'm going to say this, you know, for a few times. If you have people coming into your organization depending on you, they're not going to move unless if you tell them to move. And these are facts. All right. And what happens is, when they start depending on you instead of relying on the system, now you're working a job. It's like going back to work. Who could agree here on this chat today that the reason why we got involved was for time freedom? Drop a 444 in the chat box below. There you go. Right. That's one of the reasons why we got a part of this, whether it's part-time to replace our full-time income, to learn doing this part-time so we can take it full-time and extend that full-time income to a life of financial abundance. That's what that is about, right? So how do we expect to get that time freedom? How do we expect to get the time to spend more on recruiting if we're stuck trying to speak to people one by one, you know, just trying to check in on guys, making sure they're doing what they're doing, right? And now you're putting yourself in a position as if you're working a job, and this is not what this is supposed to be. Right? We have a system design in play. Why? To simplify the process, you know, to make it as easy as possible, right? Creating step-by-step processes on how to do it. Because if you make it as seamless as possible, guess what? Now your job is easier now, right? The opportunity of what you should really be focusing on is just recruiting, right? Because if you focus more on the recruiting side rather than the aspect of having to deal with people one by one, because what's going to happen when you have an org of over 500 people? What's going to happen if you have the org or the same amount of people that Nano has? You know, you have about 1,000 people under you. What's going to happen when shit happens, right? So what happens when life happens? That's why I always tell people, it's better to be prepared than to not be prepared at all, right? They always say proper preparation prevents poor performance. This is a situation where you're literally properly prepping yourself with a system that is designed for you to win. Now, how do you do that? Simple. The 5 Ps, there you go. The 5 Ps. You live by the 5 Ps, right? So this system is designed for you to win. Now, what do I mean by that, right? This is how you simplify the process, right? This is about branding yourself to an audience of people that are coming into your org, people that you have never even met, putting yourself, broadcasting yourself on video, broadcasting yourself on a YouTube channel designated just for your squad, designated just for your organization, and speaking to the people in your org without having to be there, right? How do you do that? You do that through videos. Right? And the 3-day launch that Nano spoke about, right? He said you only launch once, right? When you're launching a business, understand something. You only launch once, because the first 3 days of the business really determines the altitude of the business within the next 90 days. These are facts. These are facts. So how do we determine that? Number one, we have to identify that the person, the prospect that you are signing up, whether they're a to and free, a customer, or if they're an IBO. All right, that's the first thing you have to identify. The person that I am putting on, are they a to and free or are they an IBO? Right? Always ask these questions to yourself, but always ask the person that you're speaking with. And never treat the customer different as if you would treat the IBO. Everyone gets treated the same here. Why do I say that? Because some people aren't open to wanting to grow the business. Some people aren't, they don't have that mentality of being an IBO. They don't have that, you know, you got people that say, well, I'm nervous. I don't know how to speak in front of people. You know, I don't know how to translate the information, right? So you have an understanding now that that person, the reason why they don't have that is because they lack confidence, right? And when they lack confidence means that they don't have what it takes to be an IBO. But how do we treat them right? We got to treat the customers right too, right? How do we turn customers into an IBO? Simple. It's based off of a system. How do you do that? When somebody comes in, right, the first thing you want to do, right, is in the first 72 hours of someone signing up will determine the altitude. So the first thing they have to do is the qualification day. That's day one. All right, that's mastertheacademy.com. That's the first thing you're dealing with here. mastertheacademy.com. All right. Now on Master the Academy, you know, whether you're HFX, FRX, you know, whatever it is, that's going to be on there, right? So depending on who you're signing someone up to, we got to make sure that we're implementing this from the very beginning. This is the reason why things are all over the place, because people are not setting the expectations. You have to set the expectations from day one. This is not a game where you're quick to put somebody onto this organization, but yet when they come on, you forget about them. We're the people's people here. It's not about the money. Listen, it's inevitable that you're going to make money. That's what comes along with the business. That's what comes along with instant gratification, right? Because you're putting in, you're pouring yourself onto others. You're pouring the information that you've learned, and you're taking your time to mold the next individual. That's what makes you a great mentor. That's what makes you a great independent business owner, because essentially you work for yourself. When I got into this business, understand something. My cousin Matt Rosa came to me 5 years ago with this opportunity, and I didn't take it serious. Okay, I was supposed to be one of his top guys. So imagine where I'd be right now. I'd probably be a chairman 750 with him today. True story. Okay, and I had a lot going on, right? I was running a recording studios. I had a door-to-door sales team. I was already impacting lives on a day-to-day, right? So, you know, I passed up on that, you know, and I realized that, you know, it's always important to be prepared than to not be prepared, because you don't know what's being presented in front of you, where you can take to the next level. Right. So fast forward later, you know, the whole pandemic hit or whatnot. And I wasn't prepared for what was going to happen. I was just like everyone else. Right. I went back to working the 9 to 5, right, to try to figure out a way on how to supplement my income. Right. On making sure that my wife is taken care of, making sure that my daughter is taken care of. And it was taken to me like this, in a snap of a finger, because I didn't properly prep myself for what was to come. But you know what I said? I said, I'm going to give Matt a call back, because I understand that the hustle, the grind, the motivation is not defined by the 9 to 5. It's defined by me. No matter where I go, had given the opportunity, had it been presented in front of me, I was willing to take it and take it to a whole nother level, because I know my circumstances better than anybody else. Just like you guys know. You guys know your circumstances better than anybody else. Right? You know why you're doing this, right? Because the only thing that's going to stop you from success is the bullshit that you tell yourself as to why you can't go out and get it. It's not the system that failed you here. It's you that fails you. That's the reason why we got to focus on the system. We got to make this process seamless. We got to make it as easy as possible, so that way your energy, your focus, your time, your dedication, your motivation is right towards the recruiting process. Bringing in more prospects and repeating the process all over and all over again, right? So we have to do this. This is how we become servant leaders here. This is how we take it from this point to that point. This is how we connect the bridge. How do you expect to cross the bridge if there's a big wall in front of you? Like they say, new levels bring new devils. What are you going to do when shit happens? I'm going to keep it very real with you guys. What are you going to do when shit happens? You know, so we got to be prepared. We got to do things by the system. And I'm going to go over the 3-day launch because this is what allowed me to effectively put things into perspective and make the process as seamless as possible. So Nano says, listen, the first thing I need people to do is master the academy, right? So my platform in per se is HFX. You know, we do high frequency Forex trading, which I love. You're in and out with the bag, right? Same thing for FRX. You're making money in your sleep, right? Overnight, right? Now, you have to identify the customer. Treat the customer like the customer should be treated. Why do I say that? Because as long as you're developing the customer on how to trade like a professional, you're teaching him the strategies that work best for you. You're telling him, hey, listen, I have a schedule that's designed right here. That's a system. Here's a schedule right here on when Millie Mills is coming up, when Maddie Pips is going to be on these specific days. I need you to study Cash Trap strategy, Hourglass. Refer them to the things that are working for you. You have to refer people to things that are working for you. And if it's not working for you yet, refer them to an educator that you feel that they can learn from. That's important. You have to set the expectation. Don't use words like, can you watch the video? You don't want to use words like that because you leave them with an option to say yes or no. Mainly no, right? So you got to be quick with confidence when you're speaking with people. How do you do that? I need you to do me this favor for yourself, not for me. This is what I tell people. All right, so this is what I need you to do. Use words like that. This is what I need you to do. That's taking control. That's letting people know that you're serious about what you're doing. Right, Sales Psych 101, correct. Right? This is taking control here. Listen, this is what I need you to do, okay? I need you to go to Master the Academy. You're going to go on phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. You're going to watch all the videos on phase 1, phase 2, and on phase 3, you're only going to watch the first 2 videos. That's under HFX, right? It could be for FRX too, depending on how many videos they have there, right? Now, some people may say, but how do you take your time to explain that to each and every person that comes onto the academy? Like, wouldn't that be a little bit too much to handle? Absolutely not. Why? Because this is what you're going to do. You're going to create a video of yourself explaining that process. You're going to create a video of yourself explaining that process. Your video is going to be the day one. Your video is going to be the qualification day video. And you're going to tell them on that video what to look forward to. Hey, listen, you know, whether you're going to add them to the group, let that be known in the video. I do it for my guys, right? As a matter of fact, I want to share this with you guys. I want you guys to see how I put my video together to thank, because the first thing you do is you thank the people that joined the organization. That's number one. You thank the people that joined the organization. How do you make it so that way it's not only like, hey, thanks for signing up. Here's a shot ton of videos. Okay, bye. Okay, great. You do it by a step-by-step process, right? You take them from one exposure to the next. So when you do Master the Academy, right, the first thing I say is, listen, I need you to go to phase 1, phase 2, watch the last 2 videos on phase 3, right? And I'm going to need you to get back to me. I'm going to need you to get back to me within 24 hours, because if you still want to qualify for my mentorship to help you get to success like it worked for me, this is what I need from you. If you don't do this, listen, just understand that we got to keep moving forward. That's called a fear of loss. It creates the sense of urgency. Right? You got to create the sense of urgency with the people you're working with so they can take the opportunity serious. Right? And after that, once they get back to you, you never leave that conversation without scheduling the next conversation, without scheduling the next video. So what are you doing tomorrow at 6 p.m.? It's almost like doing the perfect invite. Hey, listen, great. So now that we got this out of the way, what are you doing tomorrow at 6 p.m.? Are you available? Yeah, I'm available. Okay, great. Because I'm going to follow up with you with another video at that time. Can you get on? So you're telling me that tomorrow when I send you this video, you would have been done with the first video, correct? Yeah. Okay, great, cool. Take control. Number one. Always, that's the hidden rule right there. Remember that. That's the hidden rule. Take control, because taking control, it allows you to be quick with confidence, and people will see the seriousness of what you have to offer, right? Accountability is key. Hold people accountable, right? So I'm going to share my screen with you guys just to show you how I have my video set up, how I made it seamless, one of my videos. So let's take you right here. Let me go right here. And this is the video right here. I'm going to take you to use it. So right here, if you look right here, right, it says from the beginning, all right, welcome and congratulations on becoming a new member. Find below some instructions that will help you to get started. It's imperative to follow these steps from beginning to end. Step 1, look what I did. Look what I did. Step 1, watch. Welcome to the squad. That's the video right here. I'm going to play for you guys shortly. Step number 2, at the following link, sign up for the Iron Mastery Academy and click on HFX. Boom, I already created that hyperlink. I simplified the process. Step number 3, watch all videos in phase 1 and 2. For phase 3, watch only the first 2 videos. Boom. Step number 4, get back to your mentor within 24 hours so you can be guided through the next step. Thank you and welcome again to the team. Let's get locked and loaded. Boom. And this is the video that I hit him with. Check this out. Welcome to the Mastermind Mentor Group. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate our new members for taking the next step to financial freedom. As a member of this group, you'll be engaged with a series of videos to help you grow your organization while learning how to trade as a professional. See, as a mentor of mine once told me, hey, John, we must build to trade, not trade to build, because we all understand it's not what you know, rather it's what you can teach. Why? Because duplication leads to momentum, and momentum leads to success. Success loves speed. It's important to have a pen and notepad ready because it is proven that you are only going to retain 5% of what you hear rather than what you write down. Once again, thank you for being a part of this amazing journey, and I look forward to connecting with you in the coming days. Please be sure to follow my Instagram. Okay, great. So we're going to stop the share right here. All right, let me see real quick. One sec, stop share. Okay, great. So you guys see it. I simplified that process. I simplified it. Why did I do that? Because I want to make it as easy as possible for the members in my organization. I want to make it so easy that when someone comes in, hey, listen, this is the link, shoot it out. That's all you got to do. Shoot it out. And guess what I just did? I just branded myself to a whole group of people that I have never even met yet. I branded myself. I became a public figure. That's what I did. I became a public figure by doing that. So imagine if you share that video with the three top people in your company and you set the expectations from the very beginning and say, this is how we're going to run this play. And they run that play because you did it based off of a system. There is no room for failure. How could you fail? You just got your work cut out. Right? If you guys are with me right now, if you feel like I'm dropping some crazy value to you guys, drop some fire emojis in the chat box below. There you go. I'm fired up, ladies and gentlemen. I came on here prepared. Nano said, hey, listen, who's going to step up to the plate? I said, I'm running the show. Let's run it. Let's run it. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. You know, I don't need anything from anybody at the end of the day. Listen, God's going to bless you no matter what. That's the laws of attraction. What you put in is what you receive at the end of the day. Right? Money doesn't mean anything to me in this world because I know it's going to come. It's inevitable. It's about the time that you spend with the people that are on the call. It's about the time that you spend with those that have faced adversity, just like you faced when you came up off this struggle, no matter what the circumstances are. Whether you've been in the struggle or not in the struggle, whether you want better for life or, you know, just to get the things that you've always wanted, that's what that is about. Right? Cool. Now we got that out of the way. That's the day one. Okay, we got day one out of the way, right? Day two is the setup day. Day two is the setup day, all right? Right, so day two is the setup day. So you have to have, right, in the video, all right, before you even send that video, have a 15 to 20 minute conversation with the people that watched that first video. 15 to 20 minute conversation. You have to get personal. You know what I tell people? Don't just speak to people, speak through people, speak through them. Because when you speak through people, it's relatable. Touch the pain points, touch emotional topics, put yourself in their shoes. Tell them where you once were at a point in your time and what you did that got you out of that position. Because when people can relate, it builds trust. It builds trust. When people can relate, it builds trust. All right, so don't just speak to them, speak through them. I have these conversations with my guys all the time. I just got off a call with one of my guys who's a great entrepreneur, Andre, and I said, look, speak through people. You know, if you planted the seed a long time ago, go back to watering it. If you forgot about, go back to it. Hey, listen, how's it going? Break the ice, right? So have that as your day 2 setup day. 15 to 20-minute conversation you should be having with your guys before you send that second video. Now, don't get me wrong. You can do these step-by-steps over Zoom if you like to do it, but do it in a way where you know that if I'm about to be a chairman 10 and have 500 people in my organization, let me have these videos now out of the way so that way when things start getting crazy, I'm not too overwhelmed with the volume. All right, so and that goes back to what I'm saying. It's always better to be prepared than to not be prepared, right? Key. So step 2 is now in the day 2 on the setup day is the 3-step process. It's the 3-step process. Moshe, what's happening, bro? Let me see. Can't wait to meet you tomorrow, bro. What time you coming to the watch party, bro? I'm gonna get back to you after this call because I just got to figure out how far is it from me just to make sure I can get to where I need to get to. But we'll talk, my brother. Okay, great. So the day 2 is the setup day. 3-step process. Number 1, master the why. You can literally do this on the video. You can literally say on the video, okay, welcome to day 2. On this video, I want to go over, the setup day with you. All right. I need you to write down your 3 main reasons why as to why you are doing this. Right. Master the why. Right. The person that you're bringing on should have at least 1 to 3 reasons why they're doing this. Why? Because your why will help you. Your why will help you. Because when the tough gets tough, when you're going through those trials and tribulations in your time, that why is going to bring you back. That why can be your wife. It could be your daughter. It could be the current circumstances. You may have a mother in the hospital that can't afford a surgery that can save her life. That can be your why. Right? And that's what's going to keep your head in the game. That's what's going to allow you to take it to a whole nother level. That's where dedication comes in. That's where determination comes in. The motivation, it fades, like they say, right? True story. Motivation does fade. It's the dedication. It's the willingness to keep moving forward. Even when the odds are against you. It's facing adversity headstrong. Whether it happened to you before or it's happening to you right now. Same situation, right? So master why. Have them write down their 3 reasons why as to why they are doing this. Why is that important? Because you can use that as leverage. You can use that as leverage. Why do I say that? Because let's say someone is falling apart in your organization within 2 months into the business and they don't have that dedication anymore. You have a 1-to-1 now, right? They say the people that make the most money in this business is the person with the marker and the person that can solve problems. Remember this. Remember these 2 key things because this is going to work for you. The person that makes the most money in this business is the person with the marker and the person that can solve problems. We got to identify what are some of the issues that are now allowing people to get them to the next rank. And we got to create a list and take some time out and start calling these individuals to put a plan in play and to let them know that I'm here with you in the trenches and we're going to run it and we're going to get it right. Right? That's just how we get it rocking and rolling over here. Right? So always take that time with your guys, right? On a 3-step process, now you have the number 2 on the 3-step process is the short-term and long-term goals. Short-term and long-term goals. All right, it's a 30-day trading goal and it's a 30-day business goal. I appreciate you guys. I really, really, really do. You don't even know how motivated I get just to get to speak to people. This is what I really live for. All right, so number 2 on the 3-step process is short-term / long-term goals. You got to set the expectations with these people. You got to. It's key. It's key. It's key. It's key. It's key. But also letting them know, hey, listen, we don't just create goals to create goals. We create step-by-step processes to execute the goal. What is a goal to a goal if we don't have the step-by-step processes? right? The goal may be, hey, listen, I'm trying to hit, my business goal for 30 days, is to hit P1000. Okay, great. So what is the step-by-step goal that you think we can start creating right now to get to that goal? How are we going to do it? You start creating that step-by-step process with them. And if not, you create a video explaining that how to create a step-by-step process, right? Now, what I always tell people too, when it comes to this situation of creating goals, we gotta have time management, because goals are goals. But if we don't hold ourselves accountable to the time, then we can't get to that goal, because then the distractions are taking us away from the time. These are facts. Now, how do we do that? Have them get accustomed to setting alarm clocks for everything, because understand that it's about turning the conscious mind to the subconscious mind to start doing these things without realizing that they're doing it. It's about creating better habits. It takes 21 days to develop a great habit or a bad habit, but we want good ones. So always tell them, hey, listen, as a part of having time management, we're going to set some alarm clocks. And on this alarm clock, this is going to be the mornings with Nano at 9 a.m. This is this call, Maddie. We got Millie Mills at 12 p.m. Boom. You're going to put an alarm clock for Maddie Pips at nighttime. Boom. Because I want to make sure that your trading game is up to par. I got to make sure you're straight. Right? So your short-term goal is a 30-day trading goal and a 30-day business goal. That's what you create with your guys. Right? 90 days. All right, it's a 90-day business goal, a 90-day trading goal. If your 30-day trading goal is 5% of the overall account to accomplish 5% every day for the next 30 days, then I think that's really good just to get their feet wet right there. Now, if you feel like that person should be starting on a demo account, and then after 2 to 3 days of demoing, transition them to the live account, then do that, because we got to get them we got to get them going with the system, right? Now, the third step is the 3 list of people. This is where the perfect invite comes in, right? Now you can do all this in a video format. You can literally be explaining it in a video format, right? That makes the process seamless. But if you're in front of people, this works too, right? So the 3 lists of people, all right? You want the close friends list. You want a list of close friends. You want a list of Instagram friends, social media influence friends, right? The followings on Facebook, wherever. You want to create that list. And last but not least, you want acquaintances. People that you know, but you don't really know. People that you say hi and bye. People you see in the street. The person that opens the door for you, right? The person that you see when you go and throw out your garbage in the middle, in the hallway or out in front, right? Those are acquaintances. The hi and bye, the people you meet at the gym, those are acquaintances, the ones you only see when you go and work out. All right, so you want to create that list, right? And when you have that list, you want to designate another scheduled time so they can bring that list to you. That's going to be their homework. Their homework is to create that list on day 2. I'm not going to use the whiteboard because it's a little faded. It's a little faded and it's lopsided. I'm having issues with my whiteboard. I'm gonna have to go get another one. Okay, but I am recording this. So the great thing is that you guys are gonna be able to keep this video. So that's the beauty of it. You could take this as a learning point. All right, so you want them to create that list. Why? Because they're gonna bring it back to you as homework. They're gonna bring this list back to you. All right, they're gonna bring this list back to you. And you could even use that word again. Hey, listen, the reason why I need you to create this list, because I need you to create this list. Because on day 3, we're going to practice that list. We're going to practice the perfect invite with that list. Right? So that's key right there. Now we're still on day 2. I'm just letting you know how to transition that conversation. Right? Okay. I'm gonna show you how to transition that, right? So now on day 2, we're still on day 2. They have to get a broker's account set up. All right, demo or live account, whether that's pocket option, a race option, whichever one, right? Get the broker's account set up on day 2. If they don't have the money to trade right away, have them start demoing right away, because as long as they can see the results and start seeing value in the product, then that's what keeps them on board. Believe it or not, all right, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Okay, believe it or not, 90% of the people that you're going to retain in this business are customers. So you got to treat customers the same way as you treat IBOs. It's no different. You got to take your time with them. Why? Because if that customer becomes confident and efficient at trading, if that customer becomes so great at doing the things that they learn to do, they have the confidence to now educate. That student became a teacher now. That teacher now duplicates the process. And now that teacher is in front of the room with the marker. Remember what we said, right? The person with the marker makes the most money. And guess what? I always tell people this, and I'll tell you guys this. If you were the person with the marker, if you were the educator in your classroom, how many students would you want to fill up in your classroom? Those students equate to the organization, right? So you got to look at it like that. If I'm able to teach them how to develop their skill set at trading, I'm able to take this person to now become an IBO. That person that didn't have the confidence, that thought he was not a people's person, is now a people's person because all he is doing is transferring the information that he learned. He has confidence now. And we got to build people's confidence levels. We got to build traders' confidence levels. Right now, also, you have to add the people on day 2 to the group chats. I do that on day 1. You can do that on day 1. Right? And make sure they're downloading the apps that is necessary. They can download the Pocket Option app, you know, any app that helps. Right? Also on day 2, the back office. Walk them through the back office. You can have a YouTube video showing them still on that same video of day 2, sharing your screen on the video. Okay, this is what you're going to find in your back office on the academy. Right here, when you go live, look, you're showing it on the video, sharing the screen. When you go live, these are the 2 to 3 main educators I'm going to recommend to you. You recommend any educator like Millie Mills. I love Millie Mills. Maddie Pips, Nez Vasquez, Christian Lopez. Refer them people that you're having success with. All right. Now remember, you're doing this as you're sharing your screen, right? On a YouTube video. So they're seeing it now. Wow, he's literally walking me through what exactly I have to do. You're making the process seamless. Let's work smarter, not harder here, right? We got to work smarter, not harder. Day 3 is the action day. Day 3 is the action day. Now, this is when you're going to get to physically work with those people, when they're going to get to meet you. Because imagine if they just watched 2 videos of you. You haven't even met them yet. They seen your first video. They seen the second video on day 1, day 2. Now, day 3 is the action day. They get to now meet you. You got to make them earn that now. You got to make them earn that. When they get on day 3, they earn that now. Now, when they see you on the video, oh my God, that's Jonathan the mentor. Oh my God, that's Kimberly. That's Derek. That's Richie. Right? That's Antonio. That's Antonio. That's Daniel right there. Wow, this is an honor. This guy, like, I literally watch your videos, bro. I literally watch your videos, homegirl. Right? So you're branding yourself, and that's where the respect comes in. Now they take it serious. Right? So that's important. Day 3 is the action day. They're gonna bring that list as homework now. And always remember, you don't end the call or you don't end the video without scheduling the next video. Remember that. You don't end the video without scheduling the next video. You don't end the conversation if you're not doing videos without scheduling the next exposure. We call them exposures because as long as you're taking them from one exposure to the other, it builds that confidence because it shows them that you're a great mentor, right? Day 3 is the action. They bring the list as homework and now you practice the invite with them. Build them that relationship. You got to build that relationship with them. All right? We got to be on a production level. We got to have a relationship level with them, and we got to have a production level with them. That's level 2, and that's level 3. All right? You don't want to be on level 1, the position level, because that's the lowest level of leadership. You don't want to be on level 1, the position level, because that's the lowest level of leadership. All right? You want to build you want to have a relationship level with them, and you want to have a production level with them. They won't do what you say until they know you care. Remember that. They won't do what you say until they know you care. Okay? That's key. All right. Now, this is why this is important. All right? When it comes to now them bringing the list, you're going to practice the perfect invite with them. I have a video on that. I can share that with you guys after this call. I don't want to get into that because then that's another IBO call. And I want to just save some time here for the sake of time, right? I will send that to you. You have to practice the perfect invite with them. You have to. The reason why a lot of people aren't building people in the org, the reason why people aren't bringing prospects onto calls is because they don't know the perfect invite. We watch these videos, but we don't apply the action. We got to apply the action, ladies and gentlemen. We have to. Understand that. You have to apply the action. All right, so day 4, you're going to schedule the launch call. On their day 4, you're going to schedule the launch call and get the close top 10 friends to get on that call. So when they're ready after day 3, now we're scheduling the launch call now on day 4. And you tell them, listen, who do you feel is your top 10? Who do you feel is the top 10 that you know if you were to call right now that you can get them to get on this opportunity call? Right? That's important. Right? Now, day 5 is launch that person with a flyer now. Launch with a flyer. That's going to be for the social media. That's going to be for the people that they share it with, text to text. You got to engage with the audience. Correct. You got to engage with the audience. You need to be talking to your people at least 4 times a week, at least. Be their support system, right? I'm going to read this article from you. If you guys don't have this book, I highly recommend this book, Go Pro, The 7 Steps on Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. This will launch your business like a professional. If you do not have this book, I recommend that you guys get this book. To me, this is the Bible to network marketing. This is marketing like a pro. If you want to go pro, Eric Worre, as a matter of fact, is going to actually be on the virtual conference call, the virtual convention call to, I believe on Saturday or Sunday, right? So make sure if you guys don't have your tickets, go get your tickets. If you log into IAM, go get your tickets and go make it happen, right? So that's important. All right, so now GoPro is, now in the book, look what it says. This is why the system is very important. You guys got to understand this, right? And you got to set the expectation. Game plan, right? This is an interview that a person had, right? He told his people, congratulations on making the decisions. I am proud of you for taking charge of your life. From now on, things are going to be different for you and your family. It always took less than 5 minutes, but by the end of the discussion, any doubt that they may have had about becoming a distributor was gone. They felt great, right? Also, I always tell people this too. If you succeed in this business, it's going to be you who creates that success, not me. You set that expectation with them. Because what happens is when they depend on you, they blame you now. They start pointing fingers. I tell people from the very beginning, one thing we do not do here, we don't point fingers. Because it's you who fails you. Not me, not the system, it's you. Right? So does anybody have any questions right now real quick before we end this call pretty soon? Does anybody have any questions that you feel like you guys want to ask? If so, let me know in the chat box. I'll unmute your mic, and I definitely want to engage with you guys very shortly. Can you show the Telegram again? Right, so I'll give you, I have an app call, but thank you. I have an app call. Okay, great, Karina. Thank you for taking the time for being on this call. I really, really, truly appreciate you getting on this call. I'll show you the Telegram real quick one more time. Let me share my screen with you. Let me just find it real quick. There we go. Okay. Here we go. See? All right, so this is how I had it aligned. Right? You guys can take a screenshot if you have to. All right, because you can use this as your personal reference, but brand yourself to the people. Be the person on that video. If you guys don't know how to talk professionally yet or have a way of doing it, they have apps that you can literally download, teleprompter apps that will roll out the words for you, and you can literally read the word. You can literally read the words while you know, just to get out what you're trying to put out. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off right now, right? Here we go. Let me unshare this, stop sharing. Okay, what do we have next? And I will be sending the videos. I definitely will be sending this video to you guys. I have an app call, great. We are able to get access to your videos so we can get an idea. Yes, you will. After this call, I'm gonna send it to you. I have a lot of videos saved up too that could really help you guys get to the next level. I will share that with you guys in the group. Thank you. I appreciate you, Ashley. Thank you, Matthew Marty. I appreciate you. John will be sending the video. I will be, okay. Okay, let me see. What do you mean? What do you mean by what app? Like, that's fire. What app? What do you mean by that? App for teleprompters. Okay, yeah. So if you download the apps, if you go to your Google Play Store, if you go to your Apple Store, they have teleprompter apps. If you buy the teleprompter apps, when you're positioning yourself to do these videos, it'll roll out whatever it is that you want to talk about in a professional way. This is pretty good to work with because that's going to teach you on how to have a sense of professionalism where you become so great at speaking, you don't even need the teleprompter app anymore. And it builds the confidence that's needed. Okay, Jenna. Okay, I'm going to mute you real quick. Okay, you could, yeah. So what's your, do you have a question for me?
Yeah, first off, I want to say thank you. This had so much value to it. So, I do want to show my gratitude for that first.
Appreciate you.
But now when you were referring as far as, day 1, day 2, and day 3, right? And you're having your new team members build that list up, so you can get them on a launch call. Now, usually what I do is, like, from the jump, like, I ask my team members, okay, like, do you want to build or do you want to trade? I try to, like, really get on top of that ahead of time. Right. And if they're really not in that mood to build just yet, what ways can I not that I want to force them to do anything they don't want to do, but encourage them in a sense, especially if they're really trying to make money faster. We all know that the residual way is the way to make that money faster. So how would you encourage your new members that just want to trade, to start at least working their way into building?
I think the number one thing is identifying what's stopping them. You got to ask these questions because, what you ask, you shall receive. Sometimes we don't ask questions and we never get the answer and then we stay stuck trying to figure out what's going on. I think the first thing is to identify what's stopping them from not building and then touch on those points. Right? So, hey, listen, I understand you don't want to build, but I want to show you the value in this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually recommend you some people that are trading professional who was once students of the game, just like you when they first started. And let me tell you, they became so great at educating. They became so great at trading that trading is one of the highest paying skills that anybody could ever learn. You always tell them that. Why? Because now it's duplicatable. So I understand. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on your strengths with trading right now because I want to get you as good as possible. So once you're ready, willing, and able, I want to be able to now show you the business side of it. I'm going to show you your true potential now. Because a lot of people that came into this business that thought they didn't have what it took, guess what? Now they have what it takes because they took what they've learned and they applied it. I think that's the best way you can go about it.
Good looks, bro. I appreciate that. You did fire too. I can't wait to meet you tomorrow.
Definitely. So definitely. So, hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I know I got to end this call. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you guys don't have me, follow me on Instagram at Jonathan the Mentor. I'm going to drop this down right here in the link box below. All right. Jonathan the Mentor. Follow me on Instagram. If you guys got any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm available. If I don't get back to you, I definitely will get back to you guys some way or another. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for getting on this call. It is my pleasure to even be working with like-minded individuals. And like they say, we're on our way to the top because the bottom is just too crowded. I love you all. Yours truly, Jonathan the Mentor. Let's go.